The text message arrives, or perhaps they walk past you on the street. Suddenly, they're back, not just in your world, but consuming your thoughts. That person who refuses to leave your mind. Science calls it cognitive persistence. Spirituality calls it a soul connection. But what if it's something more profound than either explanation alone? By the end of this video, you'll understand why specific people occupy your thoughts when others fade away, and exactly what to do about it, whether this connection should be embraced or released. What I'm about to share combines neuroscience, ancient wisdom, and practical psychology in a framework you won't find anywhere else. Think of that person now, the one who appears in your thoughts without invitation. As we explore the hidden architecture of these persistent thoughts, you'll discover they're not random at all. They're signposts pointing towards something significant in your journey. Let's begin with what neuroscience reveals about persistent thoughts. These aren't random mental events, but follow specific patterns in your brain. Researchers at UCLA discovered specialized neural pathways dedicated to significant social connections. Think of these pathways like highways that become wider with use. The more you travel them, the easier they are to access, until thoughts of someone become almost automatic. This isn't theoretical. In the UCLA study, brain scans showed that the neural pathways activated when thinking repeatedly about someone overlap significantly with those involved in self-reflection, suggesting these thoughts are often about us, not just them. When we form meaningful connections, our brains create a distinctive neurochemical signature. Dopamine sparks interest, oxytocin deepens bonding, and serotonin stabilizes mood. This exact combination creates a compelling feedback loop that keeps someone at the forefront of your mind. Dr. Judith Orloff's research on intuition adds another dimension. Your subconscious processes information 20,000 times faster than your conscious mind. What feels like random thoughts about someone often represents pattern recognition happening below your awareness. Imagine your subconscious as an advanced pattern recognition system constantly scanning for meaningful connections. When it spots something important about a person in your life, it flags them in your conscious thoughts, essentially saying, "Pay attention here." A revealing 2016 study in psychological science demonstrated that our intuitive impressions form within milliseconds, long before our conscious minds catch up. These instant assessments create persistent thoughts when they detect something particularly significant. While science explains the mechanisms of these thoughts, it doesn't fully address why specific people trigger them when others don't. For that understanding, we need to explore where psychology meets spiritual wisdom. When someone persistently appears in your thoughts, 4 key dimensions help explain the deeper significance of this connection. Each offers a unique perspective on why this person occupies your mental space. The first dimension reveals how others reflect qualities within ourselves, especially those we haven't fully recognized or embraced. Jung observed this phenomenon in thousands of patients, concluding that what we see in others that provokes strong emotion is often a reflection of what lies unconscious within ourselves. His research showed that over 80% of persistent thoughts about others connect to unrecognized aspects of our own personality. Consider Maya, who couldn't stop thinking about her new colleague, Alex. Using this framework, she realized it wasn't romantic attraction, but Alex's creative courage that fascinated her, precisely the quality Maya's artistic career needed, but she had been afraid to embrace. What qualities in the person you're thinking about captivate you most? Their confidence? Their authenticity? Their ability to connect with others? These qualities often reveal undeveloped aspects of your self-seeking expression. Unlike surface-level attraction, which fades quickly, these mirroring connections tend to lighties. While the mirror dimension focuses on what we see in others, the energetic dimension explores what happens between us, the invisible bonds that connect consciousness. Quantum physics demonstrates that particles once connected remain influenced by each other regardless of distance. Similarly, our energetic fields interact and form lasting impressions with significant others. In Hawaiian tradition, this concept manifests as aka chords, tangible energetic connections that form between people who share thoughts or experiences. Kahunas, spiritual practitioners, describe these chords as real structures in the energetic body that can transmit information across any distance. When you consistently think about someone, you might be experiencing the pull of these energetic connections, especially if they're thinking about you too. Take a moment to sense the quality of your connection with the person in your thoughts. Does it feel nourishing or depleting? Clear or confused? This felt sense often reveals the true nature of your energetic bond. Beyond individual mirrors and energetic bonds lies the dimension of purpose and timing, why this connection exists in your life journey and why it's active now. Many wisdom traditions suggest that significant relationships aren't accidents, but purposeful arrangements designed for mutual growth. These soul agreements represent pre-incarnation plans to meet specific people who will catalyze our evolution. Returning to Maya's story, she discovered that meeting Alex coincided precisely with her creative blockage. This timing wasn't random. It provided exactly what her journey needed exactly when she needed it. These purposeful connections appear in various forms. 1. Catalysts who trigger necessary change. 2. Teachers who bring specific lessons. 3. Mirrors who reflect our deepest truths. 4. Companions who support us through key chapters. 5. Challengers who help us overcome limitations. How can you recognize if someone represents a purposeful connection? Look for these indicators. 1. Meeting them feels simultaneously new and familiar. 2. The relationship triggers significant growth. 3. Synchronicities frequently surround this connection. 4. Their appearance aligns with an important life transition. The timing element is crucial. Sometimes we're not ready for certain connections until specific life experiences prepare us. When persistent thoughts of someone arise unexpectedly, it often signals that the timing is now aligned for whatever purpose this connection serves. Carl Jung called these meaningful coincidences synchronicities, events that seem causally unrelated yet meaningfully connected. When someone repeatedly appears in your thoughts followed by external synchronicities, it highlights the significance of this connection to your current path. As spiritual teacher Eckhart Tolle notes, synchronicity is the universe's way of winking at you. There's a vital distinction between purposeful connection and unhealthy fixation. 1. Purposeful connection expands awareness, brings insights, and feels clarifying. 2. Unhealthy fixation contracts awareness, repeats the same thoughts, and feels depleting. The quality of your thought pattern reveals which you're experiencing. With these dimensions in mind, let's explore a practical framework to interpret your specific situation. Instead of a complex decision tree, think of this as a journey with key checkpoints that reveal the nature and purpose of your persistent thoughts. Let's follow Maya through this framework to see how it works in practice. Maya noticed that thoughts of Alex initially made her uncomfortable, but ultimately expanded her sense of what was possible in her own creative work. Expansion indicators include 1. New insights about yourself. 2. Breaking through limited self-concepts. 3. Increased motivation and energy. 4. Growth beyond comfortable patterns. Contraction indicators include 1. Repetitive thoughts without new understanding. Feeling smaller or less capable. Energy depletion without renewal. 4. Reinforcement of limiting beliefs. For Maya, beneath surface nervousness was a fundamental feeling of inspiration. Your dominant emotion offers crucial information. 1. Curiosity, wonder. often indicates a soul-level teaching connection. 2. Peaceful recognition suggests a companion on your path. 3. Inspiring admiration points to qualities for your own integration. 4. Uncomfortable triggering reveals unhealed aspects needing attention. 5. Protective concern may indicate a connection where you serve as guide. Maya realized Alex appeared precisely when her creative career reached a crucial turning point, requiring exactly the qualities Alex embodied. Consider, what life chapter were you in when these thoughts began? 2. What were you seeking or struggling with? 3. What qualities were missing in your experience? 4. What patterns were repeating in your life? When Maya integrated all 3 checkpoints, she understood that Alex represented a catalyst for her creative evolution. Not a romantic connection, but a meaningful mirror appearing exactly when she needed to develop creative courage. This framework reveals that persistent thoughts about someone typically represent one of 3 dynamics. 1. A mirror reflecting qualities you need to develop. 2. A catalyst activating your next stage of growth. 3. A connection with unfinished business requiring resolution. Importantly, the purpose of these thoughts isn't about the other person or your relationship with them. It's about your evolution. The person occupying your thoughts is a messenger rather than the message itself. Now that you understand the nature of your connection, let's explore practical techniques tailored to your specific situation. Quality integration process. 1. Identify the specific quality this person embodies that you need to develop. 2. Recall moments in your life when you've exhibited this quality, even briefly. 3. Create one small daily practice to strengthen this quality. 4. When thoughts of the person arise, redirect focus to developing this quality yourself. For Maya, this meant recognizing moments of creative courage in her past work, then establishing a daily 15-minute practice of experimental art without self-judgment. Purposeful connection. Journaling. Answer these questions in writing. 1. What quality in this person most illuminates my own potential? 2. How would my life transform if I fully embodied this quality? 3. What resistance arises when I imagine expressing this quality? 4. What small step can I take today to embody this quality? Conscious connection. Technique. If maintaining contact with this person, shift from seeking something from them to appreciating what they activate in you. 2. Practice seeing them as a teacher rather than an object of desire or fascination. 3. Express authentic gratitude for their role in your growth. Release expectations about the form or duration of the connection. Complete chord releasing process. Find a quiet space and center yourself with 3 deep breaths. Visualize yourself surrounded by protective light. 3. See the energetic connections between you and this person. 4. With compassion state, I release this connection with gratitude for its lessons. 5. Visualize these chords being gently dissolved by golden light. 6. See both yourself and the other person whole and complete. 7. Practice daily for 21 days. Thought pattern. Interruption. When unwanted thoughts appear. On touch your wrist or snap fingers, physical pattern interrupt. 2. Say internally, this thought pattern no longer serves me. 3. Immediately redirect to a pre-planned alternative focus. 4. Acknowledge your progress with each successful redirection. Root cause healing. 1. Ask, what need am I trying to meet through fixation on this person? 2. Identify how you can meet this need directly. 3. Create a self-compassion practice specific to this need. 4. Recognize that persistent thoughts often mask deeper needs for security, validation, or connection. Maya realized her thoughts about Alex masked a need for creative validation. She developed a self-compassion practice specifically for her artistic expression, reducing her fixation on Alex dramatically within weeks. The person who occupies your thoughts has appeared for a reason, not as a random fixation, but as a guide on your journey of self-discovery. Whether they serve as a mirror, a catalyst, or a lesson, their presence in your mind carries significance beyond the surface. By understanding the true nature of these persistent thoughts, you transform what might feel like confusion into clarity, obsession into insight, and attachment into growth. Maya ultimately recognized that Alex wasn't meant to be her creative partner, but rather the catalyst who awakened her own creative courage. This understanding freed her from fixation and empowered her authentic expression. What unexpected insight have you gained about your persistent thoughts? Share your experience in the comments. Your journey might illuminate someone else's path. In our next exploration, we'll delve into the language of intuition, how to distinguish between anxiety and genuine intuitive guidance. Subscribe to join this journey of consciousness exploration. Each video builds on these foundational concepts to help you navigate life's most meaningful connections with clarity and purpose. Until next time, remember, the minds that occupy your thoughts are messengers pointing toward your evolution. The question isn't why you can't stop thinking about them, but what you're being invited to discover about yourself.